I've got a very funny story about probably one of our favorite characters on the show, Sebastian Gorka. It's too bad James isn't here. We just did, or too bad this story didn't come out, before we talked to James. But Sebastian Gorka is very angry.
He is incredibly angry.
And
That's
he's mad
because usually he's so chill.
Yeah. And,
Incandescently enraged.
and this is from the Washington Post, a little mini reading series here. This is a war for our culture. Sebastian Gorka anguished by gay wedding on Arthur.
Yeah.
That's not the fucking Dudley Moore Burt Bacharach movie. This is the PBS show about an aardvark, long-running children's cartoon show.
A show that friend of the show, Steven Crowder,
Crowder was a voice,
part of.
Yeah, he was a voice on Arthur.
I wonder what his take is.
Well, I can imagine. Arthur also best known for one of the fist meme.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes.
It's a really good one.
Internet. Yeah.
Getting tuned up.
Yeah. So Gorka, it says here, Sebastian Gorka, the former Breitbart editor and White House aide, goes live every weekday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the Salem Radio Network. I don't know why the Washington Post is just beginning this article with a plug for his show.
Check it out. It's
Killing it.
Yeah.
My man's killing it. He went from the
Sponsored
White House
content.
to...
It's an insightful, in-depth review of the news of the week.
What is the Salem Network? Do you guys know?
I'm sure it's probably one of these
online,
just insane right wing, what is
It was founded by Cotton Mather.
Yeah.
What happened? Did Sinclair fire him or something? Because I thought he had like a gig at Sinclair Broadcasting where
My man, Gorka loves losing jobs.
Yeah.
Getting new
Motherfucker
ones.
loves getting fired.
Yeah.
So it says here, on Tuesday, he provided a new raison d'etre for America First, the title of his show and the slogan for President Trump's approach to foreign policy, which was also used by isolationists and Nazi sympathizers before the Second World War. Again, odd thing to throw in there. But
Gorka's grandfather.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Gorka's family.
The reason, the 22nd season of Arthur, the animated children's series about an anthropomorphic aardvark, Gorka, who brandished the insignia of a historically Nazi-aligned Hungarian group called the Vitezi Rend at an inauguration ball in January 2007, flew into a rage because the season's Monday premiere featured a gay wedding. Arthur's third grade teacher Nigel Ratburn, exchanged his vows with the local.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not the gay wedding. It's just he thought it was Jewish.
No, he actually calls them rodents on the show. I watched the video. No, he goes, these rodents are getting married. These rodent-like figures. I was just like, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
It says, Nigel Ratburn is exchanging vows with the local chocolatier, an aardvark named Patrick. So not only is it a gay marriage, it's an interspecies marriage as well.
No,
you see how they're brainwashing our children?
Yeah,
The Great Replacement is happening on Arthur as well.
It's like they pass gay marriage, and then people are gonna be fucking dogs.
They're going to be fucking aardvarks.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they got that snout.
Yeah, I was just thinking. They got that snout and that tongue.
Yeah.
Super long
You know what?
tongue
They
that
work
goes
for
into-
any gender.
It's the
It
dog
really
pill.
does.
I don't know.
It'd be
if
like
you guys know what that
the
is.
dog
a pipe,
pill.
Be like a sexy
Dog
pipe
pill.
cleaner in your urethra.
It says, this is a war for our culture, and that's why we exist here on America First on Salem Radio Network, Gorka said. So he goes, Gorka, who briefly served as a spokesman for Trump on national security matters before he left the White House in the summer of 2017, saw something
For talking about the Battle of Austerlitz too much.
saw something insidious at work. The diversity showcased on Arthur fit a pattern of left-wing demagoguery he identified in everything from the revolutionary reign of terror in France to the administration of President Barack Obama. The ideology on display in Mr. Ratburn's nuptials and the rest was that, quote, civil society doesn't exist, friendship doesn't exist, family doesn't exist, Gorka maintained, only permanent revolution. Again, talking about a children's cartoon show featuring a gay marriage.
Yeah.
The similarities between the French Revolution and Barack Obama is that they both
He's
wanted
trying to catch his tail.
they both wanted to do gay shit. That's what like this is what I don't understand though. Like do they think that like if they hide the truth that gay people exist from their children as long as they possibly can, that they're just going to be like confused one day or something when they see a gay person? And
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's just they're not. I mean, it's intolerance in the literal sense that they cannot accept a public sphere in which some people are able to just exist outwardly.
But I think that train has left the station. Gays have been high profile on television since the 90s.
Yeah, no. Well, they have to know that this is a useless fight. It's just something to get people riled up.
Well,
But it
they're
just
just
seems very
magazines for
old.
children. Like they're like, oh, it's a cartoon, so it's the gay agenda.
Right,
It's
yeah.
gay
Right.
propaganda. They're like making your children gay. Well, which is not even true, but also, I mean, okay, well, gay people exist in society. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what do you think?
Depicting
Like,
gay
how are you going to
people
mask the truth from
is
them? How
not-
are you going to
yeah.
hide that?
No, that's what's so weird about it, and I think it's the same attitude towards abstinence-only sex education, where they're like, oh, if kids learn about this filth,
Yeah.
they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
no, they're gonna do it. I mean, like this is a part
Or
of
like
human
Thatcher.
life.
Yeah, nothing gets kids going like your fucking sweaty gym teacher teaching you about like how to put on a
Thatcher's commission
condom
on
over-
It
HIV
really is. It's amazing.
had all of these old Tory freaks that weren't associated with public health at all, and the round table trying to figure out what to do about what was very quickly becoming like a massive epidemic. And she didn't want to put any sexual practices on there because she said it might give them ideas. Because if it had never occurred to her to do it, she the whole thing, she thinks of sex as a discovery or something. And then someone else brought up well, they should know that also oral sex can because people don't know about sexually transmitted disease at this point. And one of the Tory MPs goes, do we even know how many people are doing this sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Sexy English
if they
people.
find out about it,
Yeah.
then it'll be like
It would never occur to them.
Well,
But that's
also
I
hilariously,
never think, what if I put that in my mouth?
yeah, or what if the word came out of my mouth? But but that Thatcher thing, she didn't want to have she's just the PM cannot sign any document that has the word sodomy in it, and it's just do you think British people had to be told about sodomy,
Yeah.
especially coming from the Thatcher administration? Come on,
Wait, isn't that literally the reason why Japan still censors penises though? Because no one wants to be the brave legislator that comes out and says, "What are we doing with this censorship stuff?"
Yeah, you don't want that to be your issue.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
the
who's gonna come out?
I'm to depixelate the porno.
that is not a dignified.
It's amazing that these people are almost all Christians, because the Christian understanding of sin is that it is inherent to humanity. We are all sinners. But this approach really does say that, no, you are a perfect, innocent angel until you are sullied by contact with something from outside of you. But that goes against the entire concept of original sin.
Well, we have original sin, but we have to also avoid the occasion of sin, aka the knowledge that gay people exist.
See, that's just
Right.
that's not realistic, folks.
I think it's partially the Rick Perry problem, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but he used to say something like, "Oh, avoiding dicks is like alcohol." I mean, not in those words. I'm paraphrasing it, but he's like, an alcoholic can't stop himself from drinking alcohol, but you got to fight it. And I remember thinking at the time, no, dude, I'm not fighting my need to have dick inside of me every day, like a fucking alcoholic.
That's kind of a you thing.
Yeah. So I think partially if I see it, I mean, I crave it. Dicks are delicious. I crave it all the time. If
I was up
see
there
it,
for a while there. I was up to 2 or 3 packs of dicks a day.
yeah, it's just
I remember similar to that, Rick Warren, the Saddleback Church guy who fucking Obama got to do his first inauguration.
bareback church
God,
guy.
yeah. That should have been fucking clue one about where Obama's presidency was going. But yeah, he was asked something about come on, if you're gay, you're gay. And he was just like, well, I've struggled with my weight. I'm I really like eating pizza, but sometimes I just got to say no to that pizza. It's just
So does that mean that he occasionally sucks cock?
yeah.
It's like once a month I can have pizza, and
What
that's
if
also
that
when I can
was
suck a
it?
guy's dick.
What if it was actually they were okay with homosexual sex in moderation?
By the way, that's not even a joke, but that's actually what Ben Shapiro said on the Joe Rogan show, where he was like, "Oh, well, if you're Jewish and you're gay, you have to marry a woman, and you have to tell your wife that you're gay, but you still have to marry a woman. You can't be Jewish and gay at the same time." It was insane that he's still trying to justify
Yeah,
his
no, there are Catholics like
homophobia.
that too, that are like, okay, you're gay and it's not a choice and God loves you. Now get married to a nice heterosexual wedding.
Which is
Well.
woke, I guess, right? Isn't that woke? Because they're admitting that like it's a thing that you are.
It's definitely better than the complete denial of the fact that
Well.
like people are gay,
Yeah.
I think.
More like Bareback Ranch.
Hasan, though, did you see the interview with
He's so proud of himself.
Did you see the interview with another absolute cretin, Dave Rubin and Ben Shapiro?
You
where
know, we
Dave,
used to work together.
oh yeah, he was on. Yeah, he
I
was
used
on the
to
Young
play-
Turks.
I
Holy
used to play
shit!
basketball with the boy every Sunday.
Holy shit!
Even after he left and started talking shit, and he would still come to the Sunday basketball sessions. He's actually pretty good at. I mean, he's not bad at basketball.
ball his life.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
No,
balled.
and you know, Dave Rubin's like an openly gay guy who's now, you know, fucking caping for like the most evil people on the planet, assuring them that like, hey, I'm cool with you, and they're cool with me, right? And it's like, dude, they will stuff you in a fucking camp like the first chance they get, dude. Like, there was another
These
thing.
people never learn. They're
Yeah.
like, I will be the favorite homo.
Yeah, like Dennis Prager. Yeah, he really likes you, dude. But no, he was talking with Ben Shapiro, and he was like, you know, Ben, you know, I think, you know, maybe like, you know, you moved me a little bit on the abortion issue, you know, like, because this whole thing is like, you know, open debate, and he's like, you know, I think I could, you know, move you on the issue of like having dinner with me and my husband, and Ben was like, I'll think about it.
Yeah. It's like,
And
can
he's
you,
like-
can you give me dignity? Like I've listened to you
Yeah.
rant on about how
That's
abortion
so
is.
cuck.
Yeah.
To be
No,
like,
it's
can you
so
please
bad.
like me? Eh.
And what Shapiro said to him was like, you know, well, if it's just a party, you know, with you and your husband, and it's not a gay party, I could do that.
What does he think parties are?
Well, he was
Does
like,
he think it's a key party?
He thinks if you get 2 or more gay people in a room, they immediately start having sex.
Yeah. Oh God.
so just to finish it out here with Gorka here, he says, the permanent revolution pursued by Arthur, Gorka steamed, had to do
He
with
does wear the same glasses as Trotsky.
He goes, the permanent revolution had to do with family. He said his issue with Arthur, which began in 1996 and airs on PBS Kids, was personal. My children used to watch.
Arthur killed my father.
My children used to watch Arthur 15 years ago about a rodent-like creature that lived and had fun in his cartoon world. First of all, aardvarks are nothing like rodents, you idiot.
Yeah. Get your shit together.
The new season of Arthur will have one of Arthur's teachers at school, a male teacher married to a fellow male rodent. Yeah, there he's creepy. He just sees things that are like rodent or Jewish like in his mind, and he's just like, the rodents are at it again.
No, he made his children watch Arthur so that they were like less anti-Semitic because he thought that was the representation.
Representation,
Yeah,
right.
it's like it's good. It was woke for my time. But
The right-wing commentator and rabble-rouser, you guys here, did you have any questions about there being a culture war, ladies and gentlemen? He asked his listeners. Did you have any doubt in your mind? It says, it's not the first time that themes in the animated universe have drawn conservative ire. In 2005, PBS chose not to distribute an episode of Postcards from Buster, a spin-off following Arthur's rabbit confidant, which include that rabbits are rodents, by the way, which included lesbian mothers. The decision came after Margaret Spellings, then Education Secretary on President George W. Bush, raised strong and very serious concerns about the episode. Many parents would not want their young children exposed to the lifestyles portrayed in this episode, she wrote to PBS executives.
Okay. Like, just basic, like, you know, Tipper Gore conservative kind of thing, like, I get. But why does Gorka have to talk about it like he's delivering the Tears in the Rain monologue? Like, that's what makes it
war,
weird.
ma'am. He isn't war. It's a culture war for the future
Why
of
are you-
civilization.
like, this particular culture war issue, and it is fine. I'm fine calling it a culture war issue. Like, is the purview of PTA moms. Like, why are
must marshal
why
my
are you sounding
armies.
like Bane when you talk about it? You can't make it cool.
Take control of your city.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Rodents.
Aardvarks fucking and sucking rats on a PBS children's TV show. Indoctrinate. Hasan, I think you get it right though, because it's like the Will and Grace ship has passed, and I think it's just all about like anything that has to do with children. Like they think it's like educating kids about or just
Gender ideology.
But the thing is, like, it's not even educating kids. It's just like what really drives them crazy.
They're just there.
Is the show is like it's not making a big deal out of it. It just assumes that this is a reality that these kids will encounter in their daily lives. So it's
Most
reflected.
unrealistic part about it is that kids would ever go to their teacher's wedding. That's weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Sure, but like
I don't know. Hasn't he been his teacher for 25 years now? That's a
What is
close
this
relationship.
hellhole that Arthur lives in? This loop.
By the way, how fucking stupid is Arthur? He's still in middle school? Come on.
You know
dude.
why? Because his teachers are gay.
I just love that, you know, the grand conspiracy of the Frankfurt School and all these cultural Marxists was to make child shows, like put gay characters
Oh my
in child
God,
shows.
yeah.
Like, that's
Adorno
what it-
would
that's what it
hate
comes-
Arthur.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Like this was the shtick. That's what they wanted. And they're finally winning. They are, I guess.
This
So
was the long
stupid.
march through the institutions, and the institution was PBS.
Yeah.
But
Well, socialism. You're right.
public broadcasting,
Yeah, disgusting.
pubic broadcasting.